1. Which responsibility best demonstrates the role of a ship security officer in maintaining continuous compliance with the ship security plan? A. Filing crew payroll documents. B. Monitoring effectiveness of security measures and adjusting procedures. C. Conducting daily health checks for all crew members. D. Approving catering supplies for each voyage. 2. When developing a training curriculum for crew security awareness, the ship security officer should first A. Select training videos before identifying course goals. B. Determine learning outcomes based on required competencies. C. Assign all training development to junior officers. Choose course duration before defining content. 3. Which method most effectively evaluates whether crew members can apply learned security procedures during a simulated threat scenario? A. Multiple choice written quiz only. B. Verbal questioning without practice. C. Performance-based assessment with observation and scoring. D. Crew self-reflection journals only. 4. A ship security officer conducting a post-incident review should prioritize A. Blaming individuals to reinforce discipline. B. Identifying root causes and system weaknesses. C. Reducing documentation to save time. D. Avoiding crew feedback to maintain authority. 5. What is the most effective communication approach when relaying new access control procedures to multinational crew members? A. Use complex terminology regardless of language differences. B. Provide written instructions only. C. Deliver verbal and visual instructions with opportunities for clarification. D. Communicate only to senior crew members. 6. When evaluating crew competency in security patrol duties, the most reliable method is A. One-time written test. B. Peer ranking based on popularity. C. Ongoing assessment through documented patrol performance. D. Random questioning during off-duty hours. 7. Curriculum development for security training on board should include A. Only theoretical concepts without practice. B. Progressive modules with measurable outcomes and feedback. C. Unstructured discussions without objectives. D. Minimal content to shorten training. 8. A ship security officer must report security breaches to A. Port state control only when requested. B. Designated company security officials without delay. C. Only the ship's cook for documentation. D. No one unless injuries occur. 9. When mentoring a new crew member on security procedures, the most effective strategy is to A. Demonstrate procedures, observe performance, and provide constructive feedback. B. Expect them to learn solely by reading the manual. C. Avoid supervision to encourage independence. D. Criticize mistakes without explanation. 10. The ship security officer should update the ship security plan. Only after 5 years. B. Only if mandated by port authorities. C. Whenever security vulnerabilities or operational changes arise. Never after approval. 11. Which learning activity best supports retention of anti-piracy response techniques? A. Reading policies once per year. B. Watching unrelated training videos. C. Repeated drills with realistic conditions. D. Crew self-paced review without supervision. 12. Effective evaluation of security training outcomes requires A. Clear learner performance metrics aligned with training goals. B. Training without assessments. C. Measuring attendance only. D. Peer voting for competency ranking. When briefing passengers on security protocols, clarity is improved by A. Using technical jargon to sound authoritative. B. Speaking quickly to reduce briefing time. C. Using simple structured language and visual cues. D. Explaining only to passengers who ask. 14. A ship security officer validating identity documents during embarkation should A. Accept any document without verification. Verify authenticity and match with approved crew or passenger lists. C. Rely solely on verbal confirmation. D. Only check documents during daylight. 15. The best indicator of successful security training implementation is A. High attendance but no performance testing. B. Crew confidence and demonstrated proficiency during drills. C. Training completion certificates alone. D. Lecture hours logged. 16. When conducting a ship security audit, the officer should focus on A. Non-security related departments only. B. All control points, access procedures, and documentation integrity. C. Entertainment facilities exclusively. D. Fuel consumption logs. 17. A well-designed lesson plan for ship access control training must include A. Undefined learning objectives. B. Assessment tools and scenario-based practice. C. Training without trainee interaction. D. Excessive text-only material. 18. The ship security officer can increase training engagement by A. Encouraging questions and participation during sessions. B. Discouraging discussion to save time. C. Only speaking without demonstrations. D. Avoiding real examples. 19. When coordinating with port security officials, the officer must A. Share relevant security information professionally and promptly. B. Withhold information to maintain independence. C. Rely solely on written communication. D. Transfer responsibility to junior crew. 20. The most effective way to ensure cargo security during loading is to A. Inspect randomly without plan. B. Monitor continuously and verify seal integrity and documentation. C. Rely on verbal assurance from suppliers. D. Ignore cargo unless alarm triggers. 21. Adult learners in ship security training benefit most from A. Practical exercises that reflect real situations. B. Listening passively for long periods. C. Memorizing long policy texts only. D. Training without feedback. 22. A ship security officer ensures compliance with international regulations by ignoring updates to maritime laws. B. Aligning ship security procedures with current international conventions. C. Delegating regulatory monitoring to guests. D. Using outdated documents for convenience. 23. A structured training debrief improves learning by A. Allowing learners to analyze actions and discuss improvements. B. Ending drills with no discussion. C. Criticizing participants harshly. D. Avoiding review to reduce workload. 24. To assess the effectiveness of an anti-boarding drill, the officer should A. Measure timing, response coordination, and adherence to procedure. B. Assess only leadership decisions. C. Focus only on attendance records. D. Ignore performance errors. The best communication strategy during a security emergency is A. Give unclear instructions to maintain discretion. B. Provide calm, concise directives through established channels. C. Wait for the situation to resolve itself. D. Avoid informing crew to prevent panic. 26. A ship security officer evaluating training materials should ensure they are A. Outdated to reduce preparation work. B. Accurate, relevant, and updated regularly. C. Only text-based without visuals. D. Without measurable learning outcomes. 27. The most effective mentoring approach for improving watchstanding performance is A. Monitor performance regularly and coach areas of weakness. B. Allow unsupervised learning without guidance. C. Replace mentoring with written manuals only. D. Avoid correction to maintain morale. 28. A successful ship security drill should A. Be unplanned and disorganized. B. Include objectives, evaluation, and actionable feedback. C. Have no observer analysis. D. Exclude new crew members. 29. Information security on board includes A. Sharing passwords for convenience. B. Protecting electronic access credentials and sensitive data. C. Posting access codes publicly. D. Ignoring cybersecurity risks. 30. When a suspicious person approaches the vessel, the ship security officer must A. Assume harmless intent. B. Report, record, and increase surveillance measures. C. Ignore unless armed. D. Engage without caution. 31. The purpose of continuous crew security training is to A. Ensure retained skills and improved readiness over time. B. Reduce overall awareness of threats. C. Replace emergency plans. D. Limit knowledge to senior officers only. 32. When revising curriculum for port security compliance, the officer should A. Remove learning objectives. B. Align content with updated regulations and operational needs. C. Avoid assessments. D. Exclude feedback from previous evaluations. 33. A ship security officer observes incomplete patrol logs. The most effective response is to A. Ignore the problem. B. Address the issue, retrain as needed, and monitor improvement. C. Punish crew without explanation. D. Remove patrol duties permanently. 34. Effective mentoring in maritime security emphasizes A. Guidance, practice, reflection, and developmental support. Memorization only. C. One-time conversation. No follow-up. 35. Which action promotes long-term retention of security procedures? A. Conduct drills routinely with varied scenarios. B. Train once and never repeat. C. Limit training to theory. D. Avoid scenario-based practice. 36. The ship security plan should include procedures for A. Entertainment scheduling. B. Access control, threat response, and reporting duties. C. Meal planning. D. Laundry handling.